The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Carlos Hyde, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. The extra point up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
First down, Raiders.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. Tighten up. You're mine.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
To throw, it's Carr. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. It's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So just shy of midfield. They tried it. Didn't work out. What did you think?
I thought that they should have punted the ball away. Should have gotten rid of it and played defense with better field position. Look, I'm as aggressive as anyone wanting to go for it on offense, but in this situation, it doesn't.
First half.
I don't know that there's any risk. I mean, what's the reward for your risk here? I would not have done that. My only explanation is this coach, he may want to be up here in the booth with us. We may have a 3-man booth starting next week if he keeps up with those decisions.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. They go play fake. Mahomes. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
56, the mark, boys. 56.
Now on 2nd and 13. Mahomes. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
56.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Mecole Hardman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. The extra point up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Now they'll throw with Carr. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for a cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
To throw is Carr. Over the middle here to Brown. Finding room to the 20. And down to the 19-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Darren Lee there to get him down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On second down, it's Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Don't forget, later tonight, Sunday Night Football, we've got the Pats and the Texans from NRG Stadium in Houston. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, it's supposed to be really cold up in Seattle as we've got the Vikings and the Seahawks. from CenturyLink Field at 8:15 Eastern. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
56 to Mike, boys. 56.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's got the rookie from Oklahoma, Marquise Brown. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, a 22.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one. And that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. Now it's Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. Mixon with a first down carry. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Yellow. 180. Let's make these babies. Attack. 15. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. 56. Here we go.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Clemson, Trayvon Mullen. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Check 15.
On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing his car on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Williams. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
A gain of 18 on the play. And the Raiders first down.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 1st down, Jacobs. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run it with Jacobs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Brown.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
He's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And there's a man they call AB, always a volume receiver. He gobbles up catches, holds a number 2 and number 4 spots for most receptions in a season in NFL history. And in 2015, just 7 catches shy of setting the single-season mark for most receptions, currently held by Marvin Harrison, a Hall of Famer.
He had 136 catches that year on the heels of 129 the season before. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. The Chiefs now going to use the 1st of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. This is 3rd and goal. This Chiefs defense, they're giving it all they got. They'll run with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Dawson tacks on the point after. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now here comes Kansas City. And we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bird. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Shotgun now for Carr. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Throwing again on second down. Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Mike. Down. 180. You're mine. Watch the eye. Check. Crunch.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Check. Lie down. Low.
On second down, Jacobs. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and it may be a guard, can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
It's now 4th down.
And John Gruden has made the call. His guys are going for it. Carr to throw for it on 4th down. They're able to locate Wilson. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
On second down, it's Jacobs. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Carr now throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Kelsey, the intended receiver there, and now it's 3rd down.
Yellow. Hey, 57. 180. Let him know. What's that? Hey, 57. 54's Mike.
Now Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. With it is Brown. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 44-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you give a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Hey, 43, 15. Okay.
On 1st down, Mahomes. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
Now a carry for Jacobs. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's get it. Switch. Right now. Low.
On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, 734. OP. Express. Kill. Watch out. Here we go.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. The Raiders do snap it. It's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
At their own 23-yard line.
Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. Now left side on the swing pass, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a crusher there as it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Carlos Hyde, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. The point after is good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Down! 180! Here we go. Check 37! Spot! That's right!
On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. The Raiders on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now Carr. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw is Carr. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Carr to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Kansas City, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Oakland, this season is beyond salvage now as they fall to 2-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.